Hello, everybody. It's Dark Matter. And another exciting video. Alright guys, in this exciting video, I already got started. I'm making a pen for my nephew. That last video I did where I made the Halloween box, that went to my nephew, and lo and behold, I got the message. Uncle Dart, can you make a matching ink pen and holder? Well, I probably won't video the holder part, but the ink pen was interesting enough, if I can do it, that I thought, well, we'll make a video out of it. And maybe it'll turn out nice and people will like to see it. So, here we are. Now, the only thing, like I said, I got started before I thought about doing a video. So, I've already got into it a little bit. But the only thing I've really done is drill the hole. We're going to put a marble at the end of this because that's what he wanted. He wanted a ink pen with a marble in it so it would match the box. Now, I'm not too worried about using different kinds of wood because otherwise it'd be a segmented piece, and that's a lot of work, and I just didn't want to put that much time into it. So what we're doing is we're going to make the ink pen match the finial. So we got a piece of curly maple here, and we're going to set the marble in the top of it first. So, well, we're going to make sure it fits in there and it looks all right and everything. And then we're going to do the ink pen part, so that way I can figure out what I got to do to make it look right. So if that's what you're interested in, you want to check this video out, that's great. I appreciate it. Yeah, that's what we're doing. Stick around.
The power of the dark side.
Alright guys, so like I said, we're going to get this going and see where we can get with it. See what we can get with it. Yeah, see where we can go. Alright. Alright. Now, this is going to have to be turned around in the chuck at some point. So what I want to do is I want to leave it thick up here so that I can get a hold of it with the jaws, the chuck jaws, still once I flip it. We're going to look and see here how far that marble is going to stick out if I use this one. This is a smaller one than the ones I usually use, and I got I got loads of these things. So yeah, it's pretty loose. I may go. Problem with these small ones is I don't have a drill bit that's the same diameter as this. I gotta figure out how to get it back out of there. Alright, well, So that's the problem with these small ones. And see the difference? There's not much of a difference, but there is a difference in diameter. So this one here will fit in there perfect. So I may use that one instead. So I guess that's where we're at. Let's see. I can come down on that quite a bit actually. Let me see if I can get back out of there. Okay, well, that marble disappeared and pile of sawdust. That's awesome. Yeah, I think that's what we're gonna do is we're gonna use that bigger marble if I can find it. Alright, so I checked the depth of this. And it's right about there. So we're gonna make our mark. This is just a guide mark. It shows me where the bottom of that cup is on this, and here I'll show you. See, a little cup right there, a hole to hold the marble, and we're going to try to bring that down a little bit. I think. Actually, I think we might just leave it like that for now. But I'm going to put a mark in there, right there. So I know where the depth is on that. And how far I can go this way. Alright, so we got a mark in there. Pretty good one. We're gonna go this way now and try to bring this down. And I'll probably use a bowl gouge or something to take this down real quick. This is not a bowl gouge. Alright, well, I'm using a spindle roughing gouge at the moment. That's this tool here. And this is a bowl gouge. Most of you guys are watching and whatnot, my wood turner friends already know that. But if you don't know, this is a bowl gouge. And it's for making bowls. Hence the word bowl gouge. We're going to use it because it's pretty aggressive as far as taking stuff down. So I'm going to try to use it and bring this down as fast as I can. I would use a skew, but you know, skews are for planing cuts. And I want something that'll dig in and take off a lot. real fast. All right. Still got to take it down quite a bit there. Not sure what this is, but it's a flaw. So that's got to go. So we're going to take that down to about just a little past this darker stuff here. And I think we're going to come work at the top a little bit. Just a little bit. Then we're going to flip it around and put it in the chalk the other way so that I can work on this end. All right, hold on. Let's work on this top first. All right. Now this up here won't stay thick like this. I'm gonna thin that out quite a bit. This way. All right, and this will stay like it is up here. But I need it to be thick like this so that I can turn it around in the chuck. And then once that's finished, then I can turn it back around the other way and thin it back out again up here, hopefully. I may need to make a jam chuck for it to go in the jaws at some point. I'm hoping not. We'll see what's going to happen because right now it's too thick. Well, it's not really too thick to be an ink pen, but it's thicker than I would want for an ink pen. So let's get this took down over here and see what we got. Now, I don't know if we're going to use all of this down here. Probably not. But I want to make sure that we have enough room. So let's see here. Let's see here. Oh yeah, we're going to have more than enough room there. I could probably cut that off right there, but I'm not going to, because I want to make sure I have enough room to work with. All right. Let's mark that. And maybe I will just cut it off there. Come down and see where I'm at up here. I'm right there with the end of the pen. That brings it to right about there. There we go. What we'll do is I'll make a mark there. Askew. So that we know where at least we think we want it to be at. Now that's going to be a fairly nice size pen as far as lengthwise goes. And so let's flip this around. I'm going to flip this around and I'll bring you back, okay? All right. All right, we got it flipped around. Let's cut it off right in here somewhere. And then we'll bring the tailstock back up to it. Hold on a second. It's just like I saw it. It ain't tight enough. All right. There we go. All right, I'm going to cut the rest of that off with a saw, and I'll bring you back. Probably didn't need to sand it up, but I wanted to make a nice flat surface for the tailstock to go back into. All right. Now basically all I did was make a dimple. Make a dimple for... Okay, basically all I did there was I made a dimple for the drill to cozy up to center, so that when I drill my hole, it drills dead center. All right, let me change over to the drill and I'll bring you right back. Here we go. And I stopped it right there because I want you to notice this tape here. This tape and this drill bit's really super long. And this tape is about halfway up the drill bit. So when drilling with a really long drill bit like this on your lathe, or a hand drill even for that matter, drill press, whatever, when you're drilling with a really long drill bit, you want to drill really slow, because especially when they're thin like this, because the drill bit will have a tendency to follow the wood grain sometimes, and it could shoot out the side unless you go slow. So whenever you're drilling a really long hole like this, make sure to drill really slow with it. Take your time, because it's sometimes it saves time to go slow and do it right the first time than it is to try to hurry and blow out the side. Now this wood grain and this wood that I've been using is super straight. I mean, it's furniture grade. The grain that's super straight, as you can see, it doesn't veer off very much, but it does veer off. So you want to try to keep your hole as straight as possible, for whatever you might be drilling a hole for. All right, for pens especially. So let me get this off here, and we'll put the other drill bit on, and we'll drill the bigger hole to seat the pen tip in it. All right, I'll bring you back. All right, got you back, and we changed out the drill bit. There we go. Right now, I probably went up further in there than I needed to seat the pen tip, but I do that in case something happens here at the tip and I had to make, design changes for whatever reason. Let's say it splits at the tip and I have to cut it off. Then I don't have to worry about it still fitting later, you know what I mean, if the pen has to be a little bit shorter. Something to keep in mind, I guess, and if you're doing that kind of stuff, you know what I mean. All right, let's get to work on the tip. All right, well, see, now I just did that. I want you to see something, okay? Now, I'm always telling people that the skew likes to go downhill, all right? The skew likes to follow downhill. And what happens is that when you're going downhill, it cuts down and it lays down the fibers of the wood. All right, now, you just seen me going uphill, and that's fine to go uphill with a skew, as long as you're sure that you won't get a catch. All right, because a skew don't like to go uphill, and what happens is that it raises the grain up. When that's why you see this little, like, it looks like there was a catch, but it wasn't a catch. It was just where it ripped the wood away. It just ripped it right off. All right, and I don't have a bunch of here. Maybe I can do it with this paintbrush. All right, so like with a paintbrush, like if you're going downhill, all right, it's going to lay them fibers down. All right, but when you're coming into it, it raises them up. See how it raises them up like that? So going down, it lays them down. See? Lays them down. But when you're cutting back into it, it raises them up and then cuts them off. And that's why you see this stuff here. All right, and the reason why I went uphill like that was because I could cut off more at a time. All right, and I knew I was going to come back this way to clean it up. Okay, so, and I wasn't too worried about getting a catch. Okay, because as long as I hold it right, that this tip will stay above. You never want to get down to the point where it'll catch and then pull the tool in. All right. Tell you what, if you guys get good with the skew, it almost ruins it for the other tools. I use the other tools to try to keep being used to using the other tools, but really I always end up back at the skew because you can do so much with a skew that you can't do with, the other tools, you can do it with them, but like, you want to try to do as much as you can with the tool that you're holding. It just makes it easier. And the skew has so many uses that it's just, if you can get used to it, it kind of ruins it for the other tools. All right. There's that. Not bad. Not bad. All right, now I'm going to flip it around. Hopefully you'll still fit in the jaws. If not, I'm going to have to make a, looks like I'm going to have to make a jam chuck for it so that I can get up here and clean this up. All right, I'll bring it back. All right, I just made a regular jam chuck for it. Just big enough for the pen to slide in and out of, see? All right, and it'll slide in there right up to about there. And what I like to do is I like to put it on the center cone, the live center, and just push it in enough to know that it'll spin. All right, so hopefully that's chucked up tight enough to I can maneuver this, get it all cleaned up and looking right. Then we'll set the marble in the top of it, put the ink pen in it. Well, we'll flip it around and chuck it up hopefully and put some sanding paste. If I can't get sanding paste on there, then, well, I guess I don't, but it is what it is. You know, sometimes projects weird like this are fun to make, but they're kind of tough sometimes to figure out how to get everything looking right and still be able to chuck it. So, see what we can do here. Ah! Got too far ahead of myself. Cut that tip right off. See that? That's all right. Man. All right, well, that's fine. That's fine. We didn't totally screw up. See what we can do here. I may just have to scrap this idea and make a regular pen, but let's see if we can't save it. All right, so, man. All right, well, I'll bring you back in a minute. I think I'm gonna make a base for it, and then I'll bring you back when that's done. I'm not gonna make you watch all that. All right, so I drilled a hole in there pretty deep, and I made this little cup for the marble. It's gonna go in it, and I want to show you that the marble fits in there pretty deep. So this ring here will probably get cut off, but yeah, that'd be all right. I think that'd be great. So let me get this glued up in there. It's gonna fit right up in there just like that. I'm gonna get it glued in there, and then I'll bring you back when it's all dry. All right, stick around. All right, well, I made a new holder for the marble and have it all glued up in there now. What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna take that top ring off, I think, because it needs to come off, and that just needs to be smaller. So let's do that and see what happens. Go. There you go, pinky ring. All right, so I'm gonna clean this up, and let's see if that marble fit in there. See what that's gonna look like. Oh yeah, that's gonna be perfect. It's gonna be great. Just gotta clean this up a little bit. I'll do that off camera and I'll bring you back. All right, I got it all cleaned up in there. Marble's gonna sit in there pretty good, I think. As you can see, I don't know if you can see it or not, but these marbles have little tiny imperfections in them. On one side, because they're glass, that's where they broke it off from, whatever. But, let's see, there's one right there. There's an imperfection right there. But that'll go on the bottom, so hopefully you won't see it. And if you do, I'll look at other marbles and see if I can find one where you won't, but that's how that works, so. It'll look all right, I think. All right, I got to make a different jam chuck now so that I can sand and finish with the sand and use the finishing pastes, sanding and finishing pastes on it. I'm going to do that off camera and I'll bring you back because that's going to take a minute. All right, stick around. All right, we got it all out and in the new jam chuck. Well, I say new, it's not really new. It's actually a stand I use for doing finishes on these pens. I stand it on, put it on the finish and stand it on there and let it dry. But we got it all sanded up. I got it sanded up to 500 grit and cleaned it with some denatured alcohol. And we're going to use the axe on it now, and then maybe we'll put a couple coats of friction polish on it and call it good. Here we go. There's the sanding paste. It's all right. It looks good. I don't think it looks too bad. For just the sanding pasting, it's smooth. So, not too bad. Not too bad at all. Okay. All right, we did the Axe sanding paste. We're going to do the Axe polish restoring paste now, and that should give it a nice little pop. Yeah, not bad. It looks pretty. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. Got a nice sheen on it. We're going to put a couple coats of friction polish on it here and see how that looks afterwards. And then I'll mount the marble in it and put the guts in it and show you what it looks like when it's finished. But we'll put the friction polish on it first. Okay, here we go. All right, there's the first coat of friction polish on it, and it looks pretty good. It looks real good. I don't know how well you can see it. Here, let me turn the spigot right off. It's gonna cast a shadow, but see if I can get out of the way there. Some natural light coming in a little bit, but there's a beautiful shine on it. So looks pretty good. I'm gonna put a couple more coats on, and I'll bring you back when it's finished. And while I'm doing that, I'll take it out and set the marble and put the guts in it and bring you back to show you the finished product, okay? All right, stick around. All right, guys, there it is. Here, let me turn the slide off. There it is. As you can see, it's kind of hard to get a good look at it, but this light. Crystal ball at the top. Well, marble. Not bad. I think it'll do. Let's turn this light on. Maybe that'll help. Nah, it didn't help any. But there it is. Got some cleanup on the marble from the epoxy getting on it. But I'll clean that up with micro mesh. And it'll either take the epoxy off, which I think it will, or it'll shine it up crystal clear. So either way, get this in a light where you can actually see it. Not bad. Here, let me shut this light off. And there we go. Now you can get a good look at it. Not bad. Like I said, if you can see that right there, that glimmering there by the edge, that's epoxy. I'll have to clean that up. But other than that, it's done. Turned out all right, I think. All right, guys. As always, I appreciate you being here with me till the end, and thank you so much for watching. Now, if you guys don't follow me on Instagram, you should. Okay, because a lot of times there's things I post on Instagram I don't put on YouTube. Little projects that I do that I just don't take the time to video. So I'll take pictures of it and I'll put it on Instagram. So follow me on Instagram, guys, and you'll get sneak peeks of future videos that come up. You'll get pictures of projects that I don't put on YouTube. You'll see stuff that you don't see here on YouTube if you follow me on Instagram, and vice versa. You know, so follow me on Instagram. There's a link to my Instagram in my channel page. So go to my channel, and up in the channel art there in the bottom right hand corner of it, I believe there's a link to my Instagram page. Follow me on Instagram, guys. If you're not a subscriber and you're watching this for the first time, subscribe. It's free. Ring the bell for notifications, and have a great day, guys. Thank you again for watching. I really, really do appreciate it. All right, I'm your buddy, I'm your friend. I'm Dark Matter, and I'm out.